Characters of Myst, Myst, of Myst, Myst, of Myst. The Myst series of adventure computer games deals with the events following the player's discovery of a mysterious book describing an island known as Myst. The book is no ordinary volume. It is a linking book, which serves as a portal to the world it describes. The player is transported to Myst Island and must unravel the world's puzzles in order to return home. Myst was a commercial and critical success upon release and spawned 4 sequels: Riven, Exile, Revelation, and End of Ages, as well as several spinoffs and adaptations. While the player, referred to as a stranger, remains faceless and unnamed, Myst and its sequels introduce a variety of non-player characters. The inhabitants of Myst include the explorer Atrus, the writer of many linking books, and his wife Catherine and their children. Other characters introduced in the series include Gehn, Atrus' power-hungry father; Saavedro, a traumatized victim of Atrus' sons; and Escher, a member of an old civilization whose motives for helping the player are ambiguous. The first Myst titles used pre-rendered graphics and digitally inserted footage of live actors into the backgrounds. For Myst v End of Ages, a different approach was taken. A special camera recorded actors' faces and mapped the video onto digital models. The characters of Myst have been generally praised in each installment. Reviewers found that the live-action characters increased immersion, while the digital body language and spoken conviction in End of Ages endeared the characters to the player. Dissenting reviewers considered Myst's acting melodramatic and overwrought. Development. When the first game in the franchise, Myst, was created, all the characters were created from footage of live actors. The actors were filmed on a blue screen, then added to the pre-rendered backgrounds via chroma key. Due to a limited amount of time and money, Myst's creators Rand and Robin Miller took on roles in the game themselves. The ages of Myst were occasionally seen as lonely by players and reviewers. As a result, Cyan added more characters to the sequel, Riven. Villagers scurry away as the player approaches, and major characters such as Gehn and a rebel band known as the moiety address the player and give or take items away from him or her. For the first time, Cyan directed the live-action actors for Riven's scenes. The designers, including Richard van der Wende, were apprehensive about how the characters would fit in the finished product. Rand Miller reprised the role of Atrus due to fan expectation, even though he hated acting. Later Myst titles improved on the integration of live-action sequences in the pre-rendered environments of the games. Myst Roman 3, Exile's developers filmed all the scenes using standard definition cameras, which producer Dan Irish looked back on as a mistake. By not using high-definition video cameras, the video did not look crisp at high resolutions. For the next game, Myst Roman 4, Revelation, Ubisoft allowed players to move the game camera and interact with the video while it was playing through the use of the Alive game engine. Myst v End of Ages was developed so that players could freely navigate ages rendered in real time, which meant that the digital insertion of characters into the settings was not feasible. The models for End of Ages' characters were instead computer-generated. A special device was created that captured video of the actors' faces while they spoke their lines, as Cyan did not want to lose the warmth and feeling provided by using a live actor. The video was then manipulated and used as a facial texture that was mapped onto the 3D characters. Motion capture was also used to ensure lifelike movement. Cyan staff worried that the audio syncing for animation would not be finished in time for the E3 unveiling of the game, but were happy with the end results. Characters. Atrus and Catherine. Atrus is the main non-player character in the Myst series, appearing in all 5 games of the main series. He also narrates the opening of Uru, Ages Beyond Myst. He is a member of the ancient Deni civilization, though his only Deni inheritance is through his paternal grandfather. The Deni perfected a craft known as the art, which allowed them to create portals to other worlds known as ages by writing a descriptive linking book. After the fall of the Deni civilization, Atrus' father, Gehn, teaches him the art, and Atrus creates many linking books, surpassing his father's skill in writing. Atrus comes to understand his father's power-hungry nature. As punishment for defying him, Gehn traps Atrus on Caviar, an island off of the main Dine city, with a book leading to Gehn's Age of Riven as the only escape. On Riven, Atrus meets Catherine, a local inhabitant, and a brilliant student of Gehn's who shows promise in the art of writing ages despite not being Dine herself. Together they trap Gehn on Riven. Atrus' grandmother, Anatiana, helps Catherine by writing the Age of Myst as an escape route, while Atrus destroys every other linking book on Riven. The linking book to Myst is dropped into a starry expanse known as the Star Fissure, where it is presumed lost but later found by the stranger, beginning the events of Myst. Catherine and Atrus start a family on Myst, raising their two sons, Cirrus and Aechnar. However, both boys grow greedy and seek to strand their parents, trapping Atrus on Caviar and luring Catherine to Riven, where she is captured by Gehn. The stranger's discovery of the Myst linking book saves Atrus from being trapped in Caviar a second time, and Catherine from Gehn's clutches. Moving to Tamana, Atrus and Catherine have a third child, their daughter Isha, and attempt to resurrect the Dini by writing a new age for the people called Relishan. By the events of End of Ages, Catherine has died, likely from old age, and an elderly Atrus confines himself in Relishan to live out the rest of his life. Atrus is played by Rand Miller in all the Myst installments. Catherine is portrayed by Sheila Gould in Riven, with her voice dubbed by Rengin Olte and Maria Gallant in Exile. Cirrus and Aechnar. Cirrus and Aechnar are the sons of Atrus and Catherine and are the eldest of their three children. They first appear in Myst, trapped in two different books. Each swears that he is innocent of plundering their father's ages, and that the other brother is to blame. In actuality, both brothers grew greedy, destroyed Atrus' library, killed the inhabitants of the ages, and attempted to strand their parents forever. They in turn are trapped in special prison books Atrus designed to imprison unwanted travelers. Once he is freed by the stranger, Atrus burns Cirrus and Aechnar's books. Revelation reveals that the brothers remained exiled on two different ages for almost 20 years, where Atrus and Catherine hoped they would reform. In Revelation, Cirrus and Aechnar escape their prisons, and Cirrus plans on swapping bodies with his sister Isha in order to learn the art and kill his parents. Aechnar, who has reformed during his imprisonment, instead works with the stranger to save his sister. Cirrus is killed when the mind switch fails. Aechnar is fatally poisoned when he repairs the machinery to save his sister. In Myst, Cirrus was played by Robin Miller and Aechnar by his brother Rand. In Revelation, the brothers are played by Brian Wrench and Guy Sprung, respectively. Isha. Isha is the only daughter of Atrus and Catherine. She is briefly mentioned in the novel Myst, the Book of Dine, and is first seen as an infant in exile. Isha is seen by her parents as a correction to the mistakes they made with their wayward sons. Her parents teach her Dine and the art. In Revelation, her brother Cirrus attempts to use Isha in a plan to learn the art and kill his parents, but Isha is freed by the stranger and Aechnar. An adult Isha appears in Uru, Ages Beyond Myst, and is one of two main characters in End of Ages, where she tries to persuade the player to help free an enslaved race known as the Barrow by unlocking a powerful tablet. Over the course of her life, Isha takes on many roles, eventually assuming the aspect of a prophesied Dini savior figure known as the Grower. Baby Isha is played by Exile game producer Greg Uller's daughter. Juliet Gosselin plays a young Isha in Revelation, and Rengin Olte voices the character as an adult in Uru and End of Ages. Gehn. Gehn is the father of Atrus and the antagonist of Riven. Gehn is born to Master Atrus of the Guild of Surveyors, for whom his son is named, and his human wife, Anna Ortiana, as she is known in Dini, shortly before the downfall of the Dini civilization. Believing that he creates worlds by writing linking books, Gehn considers himself a god and dedicates his life to rebuilding the fallen Deni empire. Realizing his madness, Atrus turns against his father. With the help of Catherine, he traps Gehn on the age of Riven, a prison of my own creation as Gehn later relates it, for nearly 30 years. Gehn's inability to grasp the fine aspects of the art of writing, leading him to copy or alter sentences from existing books rather than writing original passages, results in his ages being unstable. Gehn tends to be unimaginative. Besides having no talent for the art, he merely numbers his ages rather than naming them. Riven is his fifth age, for instance, and as long as it will give him what he seeks, prefers to smash his way through Deni puzzle locks made with delicate materials rather than figure them out. When Catherine is stranded on Riven, Atrus must send the stranger to rescue her, as he is busy making changes to the age to delay its collapse. The stranger tricks Gehn into a special prison book created by Atrus, and Gehn's oppressed subjects are evacuated from Riven before the age of Riven closes forever. Gehn is portrayed by John Keston. Saavedro. Saavedro is the antagonist of Exile. Depicted as a vengeful and broken man, Saavedro is an inhabitant of the age of Narian, one of the ages chosen by Atrus to try to teach his sons Sirus and Aetnar about the art of writing books linking to other worlds. Saavedro agrees to help tutor Atrus' sons, but is shocked when the brothers instigate a destructive rebellion and abandon the age to be destroyed from within. When Saavedro pursues Sirus and Aetnar to the age of Jananin, he is assaulted and left for dead. Trapped on Jananin, and believing Narian destroyed and his family to be dead, Saavedro's mental health deteriorates during his years of captivity. When Saavedro is unexpectedly freed and travels to Tamana in hope of finding the brothers, he steals the linking book for Relishan in a plan to lure Atrus to Narian and exact revenge. Once on Narian, Saavedro discovers that his people have not been destroyed. Cornered by the stranger, Saavedro gives up the Relishan book. In the game's optimal ending, the player enables Saavedro to peacefully return to Narian before taking Relishan back to Atrus. Saavedro is portrayed by veteran actor Brad Dourif, who accepted the role of Saavedro because he was a Myst fan. Dourif said that his role for the game was much more difficult than working on movie sets, as he could not see the player he was addressing or interact with the game environment. Escher. Escher is a Deni who survived the downfall of his civilization, and the antagonist of End of Ages. Throughout the game he appears to the player, offering advice and background on different ages. Escher warns the player not to trust Isha, suggesting she has tasked the player with unlocking a powerful tablet in order to steal its power for herself. If the player gives Escher the tablet instead in one of the bad endings of the game, Escher proclaims that he wishes to use the tablet to control a powerful race of creatures called Baro for his own purposes and strands the player on the Age of Myst. The best ending, the player can choose, results in Escher being handed over to the liberated Baro to pay for his crimes. Escher is voiced and portrayed in the form of video-recorded facial texture mapping by David Ogden Stiers, who received acclaim for his performance. Reception. The absence of character interaction in Myst and Riven was commented upon in reviews. Adventure gamers called the lack of characters a bad element of the games. Conversely, Laura Miller of Salon called the isolation a distinctive and welcome touch. Touch. In comparison to contemporary games, the deep solitude allowed the player to focus on puzzles. Games with implausible and annoying characters popping up at regular intervals are just too stressful, said Miller. From Exile onward, the characters of Myst were generally praised in each release. The live-action characters in the pre-rendered Myst titles were favorably received. Greg Kasavin of GameSpot said that the series' use of real actors and full-motion video endeared the characters to the player, giving the games a distinctively personal touch. Fellow GameSpot reviewer Scott Osborne stated the actors delivered convincing performances and were smoothly incorporated into the game's scenes. The reviewers of GeFort, on the other hand, called the acting of the earlier installments overwrought and melodramatic. The change from full motion video to computer-generated characters in End of Ages was well received. Macworld stated that the change was initially jarring, but ultimately helped increase the realism of the game. IGN Juan Castro said that the characters felt more real than the full-motion video actors of previous games. One reason, the reviewer stated, was because the actors spoke their lines with real conviction. GameZone credited each character's individualized body language as contributing to their realism. GameSpot stated that Escher moved and acted like a real person, and that the voice of David Ogden Stiers brought this interesting character to life. The reviewer did feel that the revelation of Escher and Isha's motivations was a letdown, as the characters' true motivations were revealed with all the unpleasant abruptness of turning on bright fluorescent lights in a dark room. Dissenting reviewers such as OneUp.com and GFort considered the characters' monologues hyper-emotional, although reviewer Karen Chu admitted the characters still presented a compelling morality play.